ARK, the animated series, has finished episode 1. Dino voting round 2 is going to change. And Mod Map Titan is looking to be the most ambitious project ever. You're right kids, it's Ross Clark and welcome to your regular ARK community news. Before we begin, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share around, and let's get into it. So first things first, ARK the animated TV series that was teased last year to be coming out in 2022 has wrapped up filming for episode 1. If you don't know what ARK the animated TV series is, it's of course an animated series of the ARK lore that's wonderfully crafted by an experienced team and of course has a huge line of actors voicing the characters that are going to be in the animation. Following Helena Walker through her tales on the island, with some slight differences to the story we know in the Explorer notes. But the lineup for this is incredible and I'll leave a link to the cast in the description. Well, Dali, the product manager, put out a tweet saying episode review in 30 minutes with Jeremy, Jesse and Jat, of course all who work for Wildcard. And episode 1 seems to be involving almost all of the cast. But how many episodes are there? Well, a quick flick to wiki tells us the series is going to consist of 14 30-minute episodes. And with episode 1 wrapped up and ready, we can only hope that the rest are going to be full steam ahead for that 2022 release date. What platform it comes out on we don't know yet, but it's worth noting who's directing this. Jay Oliver, who's worked in many animated series before, most notably the DC and Marvel comic adaptations, with the commercially acclaimed Dark Knight Returns series, and even storyboarded Man of Steel, so we know at least the direction is in safe hands. And are you looking forward to the animated series? I know I certainly am. This is shaping up to be something very special that not only fans of ARK and the lore are certainly looking forward to, but I believe this is going to bring in a much wider audience that have an interest in animated adaptations. And with the long star-studded line, I can truly believe this is going to propel ARK to a much wider audience. Music is once again coming from the very talented Gareth Coker, who of course has performed many of the scores for ARK throughout its years, including of course Halo, and is even up for a nomination for Best Original Video Game Score for Ori and the Will of the Wisps. And are you looking forward to this? Comment below, let me know. I know I am. I can't wait to hear more about this and what platform it's going to be on. We'll have to wait and see. So the new Dino vote that's coming out later this year, I talked about this last weekend and I won't get into it too much here, but it's a new vote that's coming out for a new community submission Dino. But we believe this isn't going to be for Lost Island and instead going to be for another map. There was certainly some controversy surrounding the votes and how it was going to work, with Up From The Depths making some great suggestions. Well, Craig Brown, the senior designer for Wildcard, did mention that he's pushing to get this done with a ranked choice vote instead. He didn't confirm he can definitely get this done since it's a bit more complicated. And I guess, what is a ranked choice vote? A ranked choice vote is where you will not only vote for one particular dino, but you will have a first, second and third choice, or even more choices, and then using those votes there will be a percentage dictated to each candidate, knocking them out in elimination rounds up until the final 2, of which there will be an eventual winner. And I quite like this voting mechanic. I think this would be an improved way of making a much fairer vote. And no, you can't submit your creatures yet. We don't know when this is going to happen. It's sometime later this year. When, who knows, and community submissions will probably open around that time. Is it going to be just factual prehistoric submissions this time, or is it going to account and allow for fantasy creatures? Who knows? We don't know. I guess it's all going to depend on what map this is going to be for, and it'll be interesting to see if this one is going to include a fantasy option. So Titan, the mod map, I've talked about this before, but it's shaping up to be something incredibly in-depth and certainly ambitious that it's worth highlighting again, of course using the Gen 2 assets. Headed up by Codigo, Alex has teased even more information, of which I'm very excited to share. As the first thing to note is this is not just going to be set in one area, Titan being the spaceship, but 4 different planets that you can travel to and back from via an Astro Delphis. With the first planet called Pandora, of course inspired by Avatar, and introducing actual NPC avatars that may aggro on you if you're hostile to them. There looks to be even more dino variants and a Syntac boss battle. That's right, a boss that's going to resemble Syntac in some shape or form. I'm not sure whether he consented to that, but it's going to be an interesting fight to say the least, that I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy a bit of one-on-one with Syntac himself in boss form. There's also going to be new weather effects like electric storms or even acid rain that we've not seen since Survival of the Fittest, and a tech underground that's going to resemble something like Extinction. The second planet is called Boneless, and it's going to be a very redwood looking area with bone tree platforms being a very focal point of this map or this planet. But the biggest thing of all that I mentioned in a previous video that the Ragnarok devs are working on is the introduction of seasonal changes, that the biome is going to change depending on the season, with of course different weather effects, creatures, foliage depending on the season. The other two planets we haven't seen much of yet, one's going to be set underwater inspired by Atlantis, and one's going to be in a toxic desert wasteland with some volcanic areas that's going to be very hot and heavy and filled with reapers that you of course know from Aberration. But all of this is covered in depth with subtitles by Wolf, a wonderful ARK content creator who goes in depth on what this map is going to give us. So please go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description. It really is worth a watch, let alone the introduction of gas bag shop systems that you can visit and trade dinos. It's looking very, very cool, and I can't wait to see more of this and get to play it myself. And what do you think? Are you looking forward to this mod map, including the option to fight Syntac? And maybe in the future, if Syntac downloads this mod, we might see Syntac fighting Syntac, Syntac off. Weird multiverse meta thing going on there, I'm sure. But there you go. And are you looking forward to this? Do you think this mod is shaping up to be something very cool? I certainly am, and I really do want to get my hands on this in the near future. So Codigo Alex, once you've got a copy, please get in touch. Let me know. I want to get involved. Are you looking forward to the new renewed Dino voting? Possibly a new voting mechanic? Comment below, let me know. Sadly, there's no in-game patch related stuff to say. There's just no news. It's August. A lot of people are on holiday now, there's not much to cover, and probably won't be for the rest of this month, but you never know, there might be. We'll have to wait and see. My name's Ras Clark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and as always, peace out.